Parshas Zachor, as you know, is coming up this week. According to many Pesukim, notably Rabbi Yaacov Kamenetsky in a Sefer Emes Yaacov, if you don't understand correctly what every word means when you hear Parshas Zachor, and certainly the Palkure, when he lays Parshas Zachor, you're not Yotze. Some Pesukim say as long as you get the idea, it's good enough, but many Pesukim say it's not good enough. So I just wanted to take literally 2-3 minutes and very importantly explain Pashup Shot, where I find that people get mixed up. I myself get mixed up at what it means. One of the reasons that we get mixed up is we're so used to hearing the drushes of Chazal that we don't concentrate on the Pashup Shot. This happens a lot. But the Torah says this is all in Parshas Kiseitze. Zachor es asher asa l'cha Amalek. There's a mitzvah to remember what Amalek did to us, b'derech b'tzeischa b'Mitzrayim, as we were leaving Mitzrayim. And here's where the important words, the words that could be misunderstood. Asher karcha b'derech. We've heard many drushes about asher karcha with the mikvah and jumping in, and asher karcha b'derech is lashon mikra. It was a surprise ambush. That's what it means. Asher karcha b'derech. We were not expecting Amalek. The psychological effect of that, which Rashi brings in his third shot, that they cooled down the nations. They made people lose their awe of Hashem. Okay, but the shot is lashon mikra. Asher karcha b'derech. We were surprised. Or Chaim says the words Yotze Yisrael b'li kedimus. We had no advanced knowledge, we had no understanding of where they were. Part of the reason for that is that wasn't their place. It wasn't their place. Their place was further towards Eretz Yisrael. Unfortunately, that was their place, the Eretz Amaleki. But they were here, they were there waiting, so surprise. Vayizalev b'cha kol hanechasholim acharecha. Vayizalev b'cha, again, there are many drushes Chazal. Simple pshat is they got the people in the back. Here's the B'nai Lashon Zanov. It's like they rear-ended us as a car would do, and the reason for that is that they came at us from the back, which was not a kind of a normal war. Normal war is you're confronting your enemy. They came from the back, and they took advantage of the fact that there were people. Klal Yisrael was surrounded by Anon Yaacov, and they were protected by the Anon. But there were certain people, Shepolton Ha'anon, which were not acting correctly. They were not acting as good Jews were supposed to act at that time. And they were outside of the Anon, and they were very vulnerable to attack. And those were the ones that got attacked and killed. Those were the ones that were hurt, which is interesting because we forever are avenging those people that were poleit min ha'anon. Something interesting. But vayizalev b'cha kol hanechasholim acharecha. What does nechasholim mean? What does nechasholim mean? What does it mean? A line? No, that's with a chaf. This is with a ches. Nechasholim. So, what? Can't hear. Chasing? No. Chashal. What? Chashal. Simple word. Chashal. So, from what root? Chaf lamed shin. Chalash. So, this is chashal. So there's two pshatim in the Rishonim, simple pshat. One is that often you'll find letters are changed around. So chashal could be chalash, and we're talking about the weak ones that were in the back. If you look here at the Even Ezra, he says, "Kemo nechaloshim v'chein keves kesev." You know, there's a whole bunch of words like that the middle letters change around, and it really means the same thing. Why that is out of my knowledge. But sometimes words change around, and same thing here. So like it read kol hanechloshim acharecha. Vayizane, they hit from the back all the weak people. Why were they weak? Because they were outside of the Anon. Weak meaning in this case vulnerable to the attack of Amalek. The other pshat is that chashal you find in Tanakh. The Rishonim say simply means that they were in the back. They were chashal. They were dragging behind. So there's two. So the Balkura here goes slow. You can have both things in mind. Ve'ata Oyev v'yagea v'lo yorei Elohim. Again, simple shot that we make sure to get it right. They attacked us when we were tired and when we were weak. Ata oyev v'yagea. Why were we oyev? Why were we tired and thirsty? Because if you go into Shmos, the story was we had just come from a thirst situation. There was no mayim. We had just come from that. We were tired. It wasn't just we were jet lagged. Oyev v'yagea. And so they attacked us when we were weak. V'lo yorei Elohim hu Amalek. I asked you people yesterday, who was lo yorei Elohim? It's not us. Rashi says lo yorei Amalek Elohim milaharalach. That when they attacked us when we were tired, they attacked us when we were weak, they attacked those that were not in the Anan, and that was a lack of Yer Shamayim, or lack of Yer Elohim. The awe, they should have been awe-stricken by everything that happened. V'lo yarei Elohim. So it goes back on then. That's a very important. A little bit further, v'haya. There will come a time, it will come to pass, that Hashem will leave us alone, will give us peace from all of our enemies, misaviv. There will come a time, Torah says, that you will be in Eretz Yisrael, and all the enemies that surround us and are always, we know this every day, are always hurting us and making wars with us, killing us, harassing us. So there will come a time, that Hashem will ease up. He'll ease the haniach. He'll tell them. He'll make them leave us alone. And this will happen in the land that Hashem gave you. At that time, says the Torah, Timcha Zecher Amalek. Well, the Rambam learns the whole thing from here that the mitzvah Mechias Amalek is only after the Mashiach comes, but of course that's not true. We read Parshas Zachor. I mean, not that the Rambam's not true, but he's talking about from a military point of view. But from on a personal point of view, we know that even time of the Gemara they kill people for Amalek. It is said that the Chasam Sofer killed somebody for Amalek. I got to be careful with the video, but Timcha Zecher Amalek is all the time. That's what we're doing. People are with groggers and booing Haman. Timcha Zecher Amalek, but here's what the pshat in the Torah is, that when Hashem gives us Eretz Yisrael, here we are, when Hashem eases up all the enemies from us, here we are not, but when that happens, so we might say, okay, Amalek, it's a thing of the past, it's history. Even then, Timcha Zecher Amalek mitachas hashamayim. Even then, there's no problem with Amalek. There's no problem with Esav or with Amalek or with Arabs. Nothing. That's when you have to get them. Lo tishkach, and don't forget, because that would be the time that you would forget. How do I know that this is a pshat? Because it says in the Targum. Timchain yasduchern da Amalek mitchay shmaya va'afilu liyoymei malka mashiach loy tisnasha. Even when it comes to the time of Mashiach, where you would forget and think, okay, let bygones be bygones, let's be friends with everybody. Loy tishkach, you're not allowed to forget this. So those are some of the important things. I suggest everybody learns it. One last point that I want to make, and that is that the Magen Avram says, and it's true that if you miss Parshas Zachor, so you should listen to the Parshas Beshalach or on Purim by Yovei Amalek. But I just want to point out what the Mishabura points out, that's a whole different idea. Like, you're not doing the same thing there as you are here, because here, in what we're reading this Shabbos, is Timcha Zecher Amalek. This is a tzivui for us to obliterate Amalek. In Parshas Beshalach, what it talks about is the whole story of Amalek, of course. Ki machai emcha Zecher Amalek. Hashem says, I'm going to wipe out Amalek. And the Gemara explains that there's really two things going on over here. One is that Hashem is wiping out Amalek, and another is that we're wiping out Amalek. It's two different things. And, it's like Sarusa de Leili, Sarusa de Lasata, and even an argument amongst the Rishonim, which one, how that works, what causes what. But I just want to point out, it's two different ideas. The common idea, of course, is that we're remembering what Amalek did to us in the story of Amalek.